What up, BABs? I'm back. This is the first 2 videos in one day, but I'm gonna roll with it. So sometimes shit hits me, and not shit, but like this shit, the shit that I talk to you guys about. And if I don't shoot the video live on Facebook and I just shoot it on my phone and I keep it, then when I try to actually come back and shoot it for you live, it's never as good as the first time. So that's why I'm just going live again for a second time today. Not that there's a fucking maximum on how much I can bug you guys, but it's like something really good just came to my brain, so I got to share it with the class. So to speak on like self-worth and mental health, I guess mental health, physical health, and emotional well-being. So society leads us to believe that there's all these boxes we can go out and check that will make us feel happy and fulfilled. And I do believe that they help. For me, like buying a house, having a husband, having kids. I shouldn't just say having a husband, but getting married, having a good marriage, having kids, having a career. You know, maybe it's like going to school and getting a degree and getting a good paying job with the 401k and all this nonsense. I say nonsense because society leads you to believe that if you go out there and you check all the boxes that you can have this really great life and you should be happy. And then you have a lot of these people wandering around feeling very unfulfilled and very unhappy because they've done all the things that are supposed to make them happy, but they're still feeling like a hole. They're feeling unfulfilled. And I think it's because we've not been taught, like back when our parents were growing up, like self-care wasn't really modeled very well probably. And so we don't model self-care very well for our children or just to ourselves. So like if you're not taking care of yourself, but you're showing up in all these other areas where you're trying to check these boxes, it can leave a person feeling very unfulfilled and very like lost, even though like you have all these pieces, you should be happy, but you're not. And so something that I've wrestled with for a lot of my adult life and more than half of my entire life is just the fact that like physical fitness, like physical health, like my body, how my body feels and like looks to me, that's only a piece of the puzzle, and that can help you build that self-awareness and self-worth because it makes you show up for yourself. And the only way you're going to get those results is if you show up for yourself. You can't have them if you have excuses. But it's like that's the gateway drug, because you should be you should be showing up for yourself in other ways. There should be other self-care that's involved in that. And a lot of that is like the not so sexy shit that you need to do, like, and I'm not talking about like eating your candy stash. That is not self-care. And the people that are pushing out memes that call like a bubble bath and eating candy self-care, like that's not self-care. Self-care is work. It's like, it's journaling, it's meditating, it's reflecting, it's setting intention for the day, it's deciding how you want to show up and how you want to be better. It's not eating a bunch of candy and sitting in the bubble bath, which is what my therapist told me when I was 9 years old. So I used to get a pack of fucking jujubes and sit in a hot bath and like, I don't know, check out and not deal with my shit. And then that leaked over into my fitness. So like, it was my way to zone out. It wasn't exactly a coping mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Like, you working out is a good outlet for that emotional energy, but you still have to then go back and work through those feelings and figure out like, why do I feel like this, and what isn't working for me, and where are my boundaries? And a lot of us, we don't know how to do that. So where people really get this twisted is that any one of these things can take care of the whole person, but it can't. Because you have to have emotional health, you have to have mental health, and you have to have like physical health. You can't like picking one of those pillars and like going all in on that and expecting it to fix every other area of your life. That's not going to work. And checking the boxes, that's not going to work. And the only reason I can tell you guys this is because I've lived it. Like, I lived this life where I had to be in the gym all the time. I loved my sport. I loved CrossFit. I wanted to compete. But also, like, all my worth was inside of that. So when my time wasn't good enough, when my lifts weren't heavy enough, when, you know, I didn't beat everybody in the class or whatever it was, like, obviously there's a lot of ego getting in the way here. But, like, I wasn't happy because I was only working in that one aspect. Plus, it just gave me a way to zone out. Like, I'm checked out of my life. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not coping. I'm not going back and trying to fix the things that don't feel right to me. I'm not making anyone respect me because I don't respect myself. Like, so it's easy to let, and a lot of you guys who are watching this are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really easy to let the gym feel like a coping mechanism when in reality it's not. And this is the journey that I've been on my entire life of trying to just like not feel my feelings. And the gym is a great way for me to let the energy of that emotion out, but not deal with how I actually feel and not rectify it so I don't have to feel like that anymore. So, this is where I'm going with like a lot of like behind the scenes shit that I'm trying to work on and figure out for myself so that I can better help the people that come in. You know, not everyone has like deep, dark shit that they need to dig up and face, but I think we all could do a better job showing up for ourselves and modeling that behavior for the people that's around us, because the only way that anyone around you is going to raise their standard is if you raise yours first. And I'm talking about coworkers, I'm talking about family, I'm talking about your kids, I'm talking about maybe you own a business and your employees. Like, the only way that the people around you are ever going to want to level up is if you do the same. You know, you have to lead by example, and it's a fine line to walk, being able to show up for yourself and then also give to other people. But it's just like that old saying goes, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you making sure you're emotionally healthy so that you can help other people with their emotional baggage, you being able to be mentally healthy so that you can show up and help people who maybe aren't, that could be the difference of the whole world for that person. That person might be going through some really tough shit. It might be a really bad season in their life. You know, it might be like the winter of 2013 when it was the polar vortex and it was like fucking awful, and all it did was be -32 and the wind blew 50 miles an hour and we were like snowed in forever. Like, you don't know if they're in a season of their life that's like that, and you can't even have the emotional empathy to spare for that person unless you are emotionally healthy yourself. So this is all stuff that is like very important to me, and like mental health, like the awareness and people taking care of themselves, all that shit's just gonna continue to grow. But I've been like a huge fucking prisoner of hauling my baggage around for my entire life and not actually dealing with it, and just like suppressing it and pretending that I don't matter. And so as I go on this journey of like learning how to run a successful business, all this shit is like, you have to face it, because you can't run a successful business unless you believe you deserve to be successful. And so that's the journey that I'm on right now. So when this shit hits me, I gotta share it, because I know that I'm not alone. I know there's all kinds of people that feel this way, and you don't have to run a business to resonate with something that I'm talking about, because it applies to everyone, especially all you moms out there that follow. It's just super important that you learn how to lead your family and be the change that you want to see. One of the members of our gym made a really good post the other day, and I thought it just hit the nail on the head. Her name's Michelle Hayden, so I'm just gonna shout her out really quick. And she said that she had a fucking list of 20 excuses why she wasn't gonna show up to the gym, and then her reasons why she was gonna show up, there was 2 of them, and one of them was herself, and one of them was her daughters. And it's something that I talk about a lot, is you gotta have 2 reasons why. And so to see her actually like putting herself on blast and like letting everyone know that it wasn't an easy choice for her to show up that one day to the gym is like, that's huge. And that's the shit that's important, and that's what's gonna save your life. Like, that is what's gonna make your life 100 times better. Your quality of life is gonna be better. The quality of your kids' lives is gonna be better. Like, you change the trajectory of your family when you make decisions like that. And I don't know, that's something that you guys really need to know. You really need to take to heart, especially all the moms that are watching this. I know there's a lot of young families, like young parents that follow me, and like, you guys, you're leading your family. You might not feel like what you're doing matters, but you're leading your family, and everyone has some type of chronic disease or mental health issue in their family. And you have to be able to like make these changes for yourself so that they can see, so that they can have someone to aspire to, you know, be like and look up to. So I'm done ranting and rambling and talking your ear off. Hopefully that was helpful for some of you guys. And I don't know, who knows? I might be back on the live videos again in an hour. You don't know when you're going to see me again. Peace.